What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Echocalypse video. Alright guys, we got a lot to talk about, so I'm going to do a beginner's guide. I am on day 2 of this game, completely free to play. Damn right, a player has viewed me. God damn it. You should be viewing me. I'm just joking. Free to play, and I'm almost at 200k power. So I'm going to talk to you guys about everything I've done, all my knowledge from the C version to this version, and everything you need to focus on. And we're going to start from the beginning. So I'm going to say this quickly. This is a guide, which means I will guide you in terms of the best methods to get power, success, etc. as a free-to-play player or a whale, however you want to see it. This applies to you as well. But remember, this game is a game for fun. If you want to just go with waifu and the way things look, you don't have to follow the meta in any way, shape, or form. So let's begin with the guide and where it matters most. The beginning, as soon as you get into the game, using BlueStacks, use multi-instance, get a couple of these running at the same time, jump in as a guest. Check out my reroll guide. I will pin it on the description and start rerolling. Your best bet, you want to reroll originally at the advanced forward banner. The first one you get guarantees you an SSR, minimum 1 SSR for the first multi. Once you get to chapter 3, you're going to have the ability to do a multi and a select summon. On the multi, check out the reroll guide and more thoroughness. It takes about 22 minutes to do this. And your multi instances, do it all together, sync them so they all work in tandem. You can get there at the same time. You want to either go for a couple of units. Your first unit you want to go for, again, this is my free-to-play account. You want to go for Kiki and you want to go for Audrey. Those are going to be your two main goals, and they are, as a matter of fact, the step-up, not step-up banners. They're the rate-up banners right now as it is. Audrey is going to be the more long-term unit in this game. Kiki is going to carry you very early on. And then Fenruru, you actually get day 2 just by logging in. So right away, you're going to get plastered with a ton of SSRs, which makes a lot of your SRs mute early on, okay? So that's the first thing. Do the reroll. If you don't care about rerolling and you just want to play the game, then forget this part, okay? But check out my reroll guide. That's the first thing you want to do. All right, part 2, that really, really matters in this, guys. The first thing you want to start doing is looking at the various events, okay? So once you get into chapter 3 and further, you're going to get yourself your pre-registration guides. It's going to actually give you another free SSR unit who you actually want to put on your squad instantly, and that's going to be this unit here called Winu. I got an extra dupe from the summons, and actually is a really, really good unit to start with and will carry you DPS until you get Fenruru, Kiki, and others, but also works really well with them. So work on Winu, get that going, get your pre-registration stuff right away, and move on. Now, the first thing after the reroll is complete, or if you decide not to reroll, you want to actually move on to completing as much of the expedition as you possibly can. The expedition is your actual story mode. The reason why this matters so much, you start opening up various different modes of gameplay, plus you get yourself a ton, and I mean a ton, of these iridiformites. God, I hate it. We'll call it crystals. You get these crystals or something, right? And these are going to be used for various different things. Now, what these are used for, we'll talk about very shortly, okay? But working on story mode is going to give you a lot of those. It's going to give you a lot of materials for leveling up. It's going to give you evolution materials. It's going to open up regressions, which are super, super important in terms of gaining power and additional items, and summon tokens, as a matter of fact. Plus, it gives you the option to do quick battles for extra biochips for characters, whether they're blue or purple, and these are going to matter a lot, and we'll talk more about that in more detail later on. But going through story mode will be your number 1 goal. Eventually, you're going to hit a point where your characters and your account has to be a certain level to advance further. Try to get to that point as soon as you possibly can. While you're doing this, as a brand new player, please, please, please take a look at the events that are occurring, okay? Make sure you are getting yourself the supply content here for stamina in order to continue your journey here, right? Because this actually will run out quick and takes a while to recover. Make sure you are also going through the permission contract and try to reaching these levels. Now, those will take time. There's free stuff here that's going to be offered to you throughout, and then there's going to be pay to win stuff. Make sure the permission funds, you're getting the full scale investments. If you click on here, this is all free to play. As you go through this, you're going to collect more of these for free, and they're going to help you along your journey, plus these crystals. If you decide to pay for this, you'll get yourself some summon tickets. You can play this game completely free to play right now and be fine as it is. You may not do as well in PvP, but that's a whole different story. But make sure you are absolutely doing every mode and you are doing this. Now, there's going to be a section here where you're going to be able to claim old resources for crystals. It's up to you if you miss a day to gain those back. If it's worth it to you, then go ahead. Everyone's worth is going to be something that's considered different, but this section is here to provide you things that you have missed. So this event is very, very important to follow, and you want to go through this. Not only here though, but you also want to make sure you're doing these 3 things. They're huge. Steel Ambition, 7-day check-in is pretty straightforward. You'll get in here, you get yourself a lot of characters. Again, Fenrir right here, free multi right there. You get Fenrir's outfit here. And then you get 10 Neolith summons, you get 1,000 crystals, and then you get this option right here, which lets you choose an SSR of your choice. So super important, and when we get there, I'll talk more about what you want to choose on that section, okay? So again, very important, guys, to get this going, and this part's easy. You just need to log in. So just log in the game, and you're set to go. Now, the Steel Ambition and preparation race, different story. Steel Ambition is going to actually require you to do some things throughout each day. These are going to be your daily objectives to get yourself summon tokens, and at the end of it all, getting an amazing and probably the best CC character in the game right now in Niz. So 110%, guys, this should be a focus for everybody. Make sure you are accomplishing all of these. Not only that, but you're going to get yourself free badges, which is gear. You're also going to get, again, more summons for Neolites, more summons for regular summoning, etc. Right? So make sure, guys, you push this on a daily basis. Look at this. It doesn't always light up, so it is your responsibility to click on these and make sure you get them going. Preparation race is probably just as important as well too. This is going to work a little different though. This one here, you need to see how, like, you need to get dupes essentially. So it lets you collect different cases. Cases are your characters, by the way, if you're wondering what those are. They're your characters. So the more characters you collect, the more dupes those characters reach, even as free to play, the more points you will get, and these points will give you a plethora of rewards along the way, whether they're EXP, they're Neolite summons, and at the end of it all, you're going to get yourself badges for, like, these little tokens to get yourself more gear, whether they're epic, blue ones, or legendary ones, depending what you're leveling up. You guys can see here, there are quite a few of them, and you get a lot of these along the way. There's a blue one right there, and I've been getting a lot of my gear from this event alone. At the end of it all, you're going to get yourself a legendary SSR equipment right here of your choice, and then also a costume here for Nezhana, and she looks pretty damn amazing. So these are things, as a brand new player, guys, as a beginner, you want to absolutely put focus on. Now, obviously, if you're going to be pay to win, this will be easy to accomplish. Free to play, it's a little bit more dicey where to go. Okay, so that's one thing. Now, when you unlock Patrol, okay, you absolutely want to start working on Patrol. Cage Fight is your PvP. Is it worth spending diamonds on? No. But in order to accomplish some of the activities, you are going to need to reach certain cage fight milestones, right? So under Steel Ambition, for example, if you look at this day 2, you need to reach top 2,000 in cage fight. So if you're not at that point and you haven't been focusing on PvP, which you should be, you might want to put a couple of diamonds in there to add some more churns if you have not been focusing, but you should absolutely be doing this. Abyssal Drive is where you're going to be doing to get your gear and equipment. This is something you should be doing daily. You have X amount of churns to go as deep in the cave as you can to get yourself as much gear and as much tokens, Abyss tokens, as you can to trade in for purple, blue, or SSR gear that you need. Okay, so very important, guys. And also, just so you guys are aware, there are achievements here as well too, and rankings. So these achievements will give you guys certain amount of, right here, certain amount of gear as if you reach a certain floor. So Abyss is going to be a daily focus for you in order to boost as much power as you can and get as much gear as you can out of it as well. Harvesting is another one. Always do your challenges, guys. If you're level 30, for example, don't waste your challenges and not do them. Wait for level 40. It's going to take you forever. So just do the level 32 challenges. Get those out of the way. Remember, you don't have to win the entire match to get the points for the challenges. It is a amount they give you based on how much you've cleared of the boss. But remember, it's very important to note that magic will deal more damage on some fights, while physical will deal more damage on some fights. So don't just put your regular squad right in. If you can divide it and put magic versus physical, you're going to get more points and you're going to get a lot more out of your resources that these guys provide. So definitely look at that before you dive in. And then lastly, when you unlock host purification, I just want to talk about this real quick. You can get yourself a lot of points here and quite a few supplies from doing so. What I want to point out here is make sure that when you are fighting the boss, realize that deep purification takes 2 points. If I click on this, right, you'll see this only took 1. There's a time where it only takes 1. There's going to be times where it takes 2. So make sure you understand when those times are. Don't just rush in and do the 1.5% damage, because it will take away 2 turns sometimes, leading you to have less turns overall. So very important, guys, to make sure that you are putting that together and understanding when this unlocks, how the best way to approach it. And the reason why I say this is because there's requirements in some of these events to actually do X amount of purifications in order to advance in the event. And if you're using 2 times turns, it's just going to take longer to accomplish it. Just remember, it's not the end of the world, because these turns will recover as they come along, but it always is good to save those 1.5s when you need it, especially when the boss gets stronger, because as you defeat the bosses level up, they get more HP, more power, etc., and you're going to need more damage to accomplish getting this done, right? So there you guys go, the completion right there. I'm at 101. Again, this is completely free to play, right? You can look at your rankings to see who did the most amount of damage and adjust accordingly from there. All right, so there you guys go. That takes care of the purification. Get your points here, and then we move on. Okay, so those are the modes that you should be doing on a daily basis. Day 2, if you're following the same setup as myself, you should be at this point doing this without any issues at all as a free-to-play player. Okay, let's move on to summoning, because I think this is going to be an important one, the draw system. Okay, when you do your selected draws, you're going to get the first one presented to you at chapter, what was it, 13? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's the second one. I forget. Sorry, guys. The next one will be presented to you at chapter 20. Okay, so you get a second select summon, and then you get a third select summon. You're going to be able to claim that last one on chapter 50, which is going to be a milestone away for you guys. So don't even worry about the third one. Just do it, get it out of the way, and you move on. But in the selected summons, I want to talk about 2 big characters that are here that you should be focusing on, and that is Zawa and Dina. Those 2, in my opinion, are the best units in this. Pan is also a very good option as well too, but those units are going to be the ones you actually want to go for. So one of those 3 units, you can check out the tier list that I created and see which one is on that list and who you want. But again, if you're not going for the meta, guys, you can focus on whoever you absolutely want. And I apologize for this thing. It just started growing out of nowhere. It's a hive. And then the other banners, the advanced draw, remember there's a wish list up here. Put that wish list on there. You can give you the same quality at 30% higher. But remember, the biggest units here that you actually want are Kiki and Audrey. And funny enough, you shouldn't be summoning here. You should be summoning out the Upchange command, which gives you a 40% draw and a higher chance to get Audrey. And then Elevated command gives you a 40% increase at Kiki. These 2 are your best options. If you re-rolled for one and you've got one, try to go for the other. Do not try to dupe it as a free-to-play player. Get Audrey, get Kiki, get both. If you got both of them in your reroll, congratulations. You can hold off and wait for Icon or Icon when she comes out next. Or you can continue getting dupes. Now, why the dupes matter in this game, let's go talk about that real quick and where they matter. So dupes obviously will give you you more power, will end up giving your squad members a lot more to work with in terms of power, skills, etc. And the skills will increase based on the dupes that you have. Okay, so one thing to remember, I want to talk about this real quick. Dupes also play a different role in the complex. In order to gain more power, your dupes will provide you a lot more power, not only through their dupe system, let me just get this out of the way, but also in this little section here. Let me just show you guys real quick. Let me just change this up, because I gotta make some happy people here. I got a couple angry folks going on. So one sec here. 17. Oh no, I don't want her in there. 17. Sure. Let's go there. Dispatch. And then this one here. We'll put that. There we go. Dispatch. Let's go. Everybody on. It's so important to talk about this. The showroom. The showroom is a place of power and a place of resources. So the Hall of Fame in the showroom is not something you should ignore. These are things you're going to be able to collect as you hit certain achievements, whether it's history honor, whether it's breakthrough honor, whether it's campaign honor, mileage honor, etc. All of this stuff is going to matter a lot. Okay, so you guys can see here, clearing certain chapters will give you guys certain things. Mileage honor is case roll reaches 30 points, etc. Right, clear chapter 30. So focus on here, guys, and kind of see what your goals are and where you are at accomplishing some of these. The dupe system, on the other hand, works really, really well here in the library. So this library here is going to affect your entire account. So the way it works is when you collect heroes, all of your character's HP, attack, armor, resistance, data points will be increased. And you can see here the data level, right? And you can see what all of your whole account, how it's being affected by having this. Now, it tells you what the next level is going to be. Data points reach is 2,840. All HP increases to 13,500. All damage bonus is 0.9%. So how do you increase this? Well, collecting all your waifus, number one, obviously, and then the dupe system. This is why purple dupes and blue dupes are going to matter so much. Yes, a lot of people are never going to use some of these characters, but their dupes do matter because you get points every time you update a character. And these updates are going to boost your overall stats and power in the library. So super important, guys, to focus on that. Don't worry if you're collecting a lot of blues. And this here is totally why you want to do, right, I'm going to go back to here to show you guys how this is going to affect you. Going back to the expedition, this is why the regression stages are so important, especially the quick battles here, to get your chips up. Again, you may not be ever focusing on any of these characters, but getting their chips to dupe them again is going to help your overall account boost more power. So very, very important, guys, to put effort into some of these blues and purples just for that alone. Okay, so that's going to be a big difference. Also, knowing that favor does matter for your characters. Gifting your characters things is going to matter because these are going to help them increase the members' attributes, especially members that you use often, by giving the following members. It doesn't always have to be Kiki. Cash can also get this, and you guys can see each of these characters sit in their own little category. You can go further into this and look at the characters' categories in the complex. If you are focusing on certain characters, definitely gift those characters and you will benefit a lot more in the, let me just go back here, sorry. I think it's called the Leisure Center. Here it is. If you guys click on this icon here, it shows you the organizational chart, right? So by upgrading your organizational chart, for example, this one here is where Kiki belongs, you're going to level up the affinity level of these characters, you're going to unlock certain rewards, and at the same time, you're going to unlock characters bonuses for these specific characters. So again, if you're using a group of 5 characters mostly, gift them the most as you can and their counterparts, and you will benefit by raising their stats in these sections. Okay, so very important, guys, to focus here as well. Do not let these sit by the wayside and not use them at all. It is going to boost your account quite a bit, and especially the squad that you use. For example, this one here, right? Look, I need 5 out of 6. Dina's here, Fenruru's here, Stara's here. Like 3 of the units I already use are all in here. So I would definitely want to focus on getting this membership up. You can see the membership gives HP bonus, attack bonus, and defense bonus. So again, something that's easy to level, and you get a lot of these favor items all over the place. So absolutely focus on doing that. I'm sorry, guys. I see this red. I need to fix this. It drives me crazy when I see this stuff. I swear. I have like OCD. Okay, so I have a couple people here that can go in a bath. So let's throw some folks in here. So let's go to work. Oopsie. Let me go back here. So make sure you're doing this. Let's talk about this. So dormitory. Make sure you're putting in people and actually monitoring this. It's very important that you do monitor this because when people are unhappy, they give you less performance. Eventually, they'll be exhausted and you need to move on and get them upgraded. So here, for example, she's exhausted. I'm going to throw her in the bath. The bath is incredible because it instantly makes them happy. So make sure you're doing that once a day and then start moving people back in here and letting them rest. Once your dormitory levels up, always go back and forth, guys, and make this happy. It also matters what you have in your dormitory because then the focus, recovery, HR, and the amount of max comfort will go up, allowing these guys to recover more of their focus, and then you can put them back onto the actual building. Also, make sure you're actually building the stuff when they're available and leveling them up. You guys can see here, there's a dispatch to get more currency. Fenruru is perfect for it. She gives you a higher quality. The thumbs up is always going to be better. She's going to be better at it. She yields more often, etc. So give her this, and then we can move on here and dispatch. And again, this place is going to be a good idle place to collect rewards. So don't ignore your complex, guys, essentially is what I'm saying. Also, the intelligence center. As you're going through the storyline, you're going to collect these relics. These relics will unlock all like stats for all your units. This is why story mode is so important. Expedition. The more relics you collect, the more of this you unlock. You get a lot more for your units and for your overall account. And then the memory bond. This is why regression is important because when you upgrade your regressions and get them done, you're also going to give your whole account more stats all the way through, making it a lot more viable to gain power, right? And I'll do a whole power video on its own. I think it's very complex in this game, but also there's a lot of ways to get it. Okay, so I think we've covered majority of what I wanted to cover. Now, as for the procurement center, this is the pay to win section. Oh, sorry, no, this is the free-to-play section. This is where you're going to be spending a lot of your currency. So you guys see these little draw points? These are done when you do advanced draws or any type of draws with characters, and you can use them to get these chips. These chips are going to be used in order to get yourself, let me show you here, augment protocols or character biochips, which is essentially going to be to max out your SSRs and get them dupes. This is just like, and also for your Neolites, okay? So this is a place you absolutely want to refresh. You definitely want to take advantage and focus mostly on characters that are almost finished their duping. You can see 2 of 6, 3 of 60, so nobody here. We move on. Stara has 2 of 60, 2 of 60. So you know what? I'm using her on my main team, so I may want to go for that. And also I'm focusing on someone like Kiki, right? So this is a place that you're slowly going to be able to get yourself augment protocols for cheaper prices. You can also use diamonds to get chips. I don't recommend it. Just hold off and just go for the characters when they have the these points available. There's another Stara one there. You guys saw that. And then Seth, Nephestus. So this is another way to slowly get characters if you are struggling to do so. Once you've done your 5, stop there. Case procurement. This is also a place you can use your tokens for PvP to get yourself different various things. So proof of bond is something I get. 100 of facets. Special augment items can be converted to any other augment item. So an important one as well too. You get 10 daily limits of these, or you can use random SR gifts to further your characters bond with you and also level them up. And again, remember, you get that faction level bonus as well too. So, and then also of course you get the rewards. Abyss procurement, this is where I've done a whole equipment guide, go check that out. But this is where you can trade for equipment pieces from Pioneer to Elite to Trailblazer, and then of course get your achievement rewards here. Purification procurement, this is where you spend your purification points. You can get yourself identification applications, which are important of course, because that allows you to summon for Neolites. You can get multi-core Neolite matrices, which is going to be where you level up and advance them. You can get yourself different various fragments for the ones you currently have. So for example, I have Leviathan. I need more fragments. I'll use this. I have 13 out of 60. But for the most part, you probably want to go for the weekly identification application and go from there. And your achievement rewards are also going to be provided here too. Syndicate, this is your guild. That's right. There is a guild system in this game. Proof of bond, very important. A gift for cases. It is proof of stronger bond. This will give you the most amount. Syndicate's prize gift is a place you can use to scratch and get yourself more crystals from Syndicate members who've done that. Generic biochips is to use to put towards SR characters that are any of your choice. And then of course there's other things here. So a lot of things here you definitely want to do. Jump into a guild right away, guys. Guilds are super important. They're called syndicates, and that's going to be a big part of your growth as well. And then quantum procurement. This here is something I haven't unlocked yet, I don't think, so nothing there. And then furnishing procurement. This is where you buy furnishing. Again, use your actual furnishing points here, decoration points, to buy stuff. Like, for example, I can get myself an office chair for 20% off. Cool. Don't need that. Refresh it. See what else is here. A shoebox gives me 100 comfort. Do I want that? A dark coffee table. You know what? That's not on discount, so I'm going to take that off. Always look for the discounted stuff. They're going to be a good way to save something. Here's an empty delivery box. Here is a dark wall lamp. So let's go with the dark wall lamp, right? We're gonna go ahead and grab that. And then we're going to grab this 20% off shoebox. You know what? I might not ever use a shoebox in real life, but here it's actually going to be useful. So there's another coffee table for me right there. So make sure, guys, you are going through this and going through it with full refreshes. It's going to help you progress and get your furnishing up, and also help you get more idle rewards. So very, very important part of the game, okay? So I think what we've done here, we've covered most of everything we need to cover. The Syndicate is, of course, your guild. Like I said, make sure you're doing your challenges. Make sure you're jumping into the interrogation rooms. Once things are cleared, you guys can collect the rewards like everybody else, and reap the benefits. So try to find a very good one. Shout out to Eden there. I just joined them. I played a lot of games with Kasumi, and we finally got a chance to actually play a game together. But you guys can see here the benefits of joining a good syndicate and obviously working together to clear content. It's going to help you, again, as a free-to-play player or a pay-to-win player, to get yourself a ton of rewards to take advantage of while you are gaining more power and building your account. So syndicates right away at level 30, guys, will open up because a lot of you guys will ask when it opens. It's at level 30. Jump on, grab it, and start working with your guild to progress further. I got to do my attempts after this, and I'll jump in and do that. So very important to do this. And then, of course, you have yourself a couple other things like high energy reactor, which you'll want to, here, let's go to claim rewards real quick, get that, open it up. We got more syndicate points. And then here you guys can see when the rerun or recharge is happening, you definitely want to jump in here and recharge and run as much as you possibly can whenever they're available to you, okay? And then prize tickets, this is what I was talking to you guys about, right? When you have extra tickets here, you can scratch. I've done my daily 5, but you can buy additional scratch tickets to get yourself more crystals, and that's how that works. All right, I think that pretty much covers majority of it. I do want to talk about one more thing, maybe 2 more things real quick. Squads, how to build a team. So this is my team. Kiki is my main DPS, Fenriru is my other main DPS. I have Audrey as my rage recovery and healer. I have a buffer support and AoE buff with Stara. I have a tank in front to take and soak damage, and I have a support AoE burning. Your physical DPS, the tanking units should always be in the front. Your main DPS should always be in the back. That's the way I see it. That's the way I run things, and it works really, really well for me, okay? So this is my deployment squad. You guys can see here. If you're going to be playing auto, which a lot of you guys will be playing auto, make sure you set up your Neolites in the order you want, and remember also to set up your assists. The assists do help in the grand scheme of things. You guys can see how everything works here if you need to, but more importantly, the Neolites, set them in the order you want them to be used. As a matter of fact, I should probably change this because I don't ever really need it. So Book of Dantillion will take over. And this right here is going to be the order that most of these are going to be cast on. So make sure you're setting it up, and don't put your healers in the front unless they're tanky. Make sure your tanks are in the front, your DPS are mainly in the back, or your support are in the back, and it's going to matter quite a bit. Now, when you're leveling up your characters, do not ignore, I'm going to say this because a lot of people do it, do not ignore augmentation. Augmentation is huge. It takes a lot of stamina, but it will boost your actual squad quite a bit. So for example, I'll just show you guys real quick. Let me go back here to the case instead. Let's go to case. Let's go to Kiki. So leveling up, always keep up on that. Breakthroughs, you're going to need chips. So don't worry about that. But augmentation is super important, guys. You guys can see here the next augmentation tier is going to tell you exactly what happens. This is the level or the increase in stats, and this is what's going to happen when you get further augmented. Augment 4 increases armor and resistance plus 200, right? The passive also gets increased as well too. So it's important to level up your passives by going through these augmentations. Yes, they do cost augmentation tokens. Yes, they cost a lot of material, but it is imperative to do that. And you don't have to go everyone at the same time, but remember, these are all positions augmentations, not characters. So the positions will be replaced. So if you replace somebody in Star section, they get the same augmentation and the same level. So if that character happens to be a top tier unit and you're behind, you may want to work on going across the board. Or for now, you can focus on your main 2 DPS, get them augmented the most, and then go back and work on this. It does require a lot of stamina. Luckily, the actual process is super easy to do. You just have to literally auto fight units until you run out of stamina and you're done. But definitely, guys, focus on augmentation. Do not ignore it. It is a massive part of growth in this game, and it's going to help you further your account and your power. All right, guys, this is Payne. I hope I covered quite a bit here. I know it's a lot of information, but if you guys follow it, you know, and don't ignore some of the advice I'm providing you, you guys will do really, really well in this game and will continue being very successful as a free-to-play player. All right, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.